DJ Envy, Angela Yee, and Charlamagne the God.
Congratulate you, Hall of Famers. So honored to be in the presence of radio royalty.
It's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club.
This is a big deal.
I think that y'all have a certain amount of respect for, what everybody else does, and y'all are just the best at what y'all do.
We love y'all, man. Thank you for being the people's champs.
Probably the greatest.
All three of y'all.
Good morning, USA.
Yo 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 yo.
Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, DJ MV.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
Hump day.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Man, doesn't it always feel like you've been in the club all night after a versus?
Yeah, it was a late night last night.
Even when the party starts early. The party starts pretty early for versus. It ends pretty early, but damn, you still feel exhausted.
Well, it started at 9, ended at 12. About 11:45 was when they did their last joint.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty long.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a good versus. It was very entertaining.
Now, MV, we had a thing yesterday. We were saying who was going to win or come out on top. You said Fat Joe.
Yes, Fat Joe's my brother, so I go with my brother.
You said that?
I did.
Oh,
You did. I said Ja Rule. I don't think you were in the room, but we said it on the air. And
I said it was going to be, I personally thought it was going to be, I thought people might have been sleeping on Joe. I didn't think he was going to win, but I just thought it would have been, I thought it was going to be a good versus, which it was.
Yeah.
But Ja decisively, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Ja clearly had.
His record's too big.
Yeah, he has the biggest hits. He has the biggest records.
His record's too big, and he reminded Fat Joe of that all night. He told Fat Joe, "You're gonna get these hits all night." He said, "You're gonna get these hits in abundance," and didn't even scream pause. I respect it. Drop on the clues bombs for Ja Rule. Okay.
Ashanti was a highlight.
Yeah, Ashanti came out a couple of times.
We can't front though when he bought out Nelly and set the stage for Ashanti in a good way.
That was good.
Just for the whole tabloid blog era that we live in.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It got the people talking. Okay.
Yeah, Nelly did go give Ashanti a little hug.
Yeah, he did at the end.
No, I ain't see all that.
Yeah, no, he walked over there.
Oh, it's on every blog right now.
Oh, but see, that's why.
Because it's not on the actual stream, but people that were there caught it.
Well, you seen him walking over, and then it kind of clipped back to Joe. But see, I thought Joe, right? I just figured, because verses sometimes ain't about the record. Sometimes it's what record you play.
That
what
ain't
you
true.
Talk. Yes, it is.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is.
It's about the last. I mean, the last one was Locks and Dipset. So we really
Dipset had bigger records than the Locks.
Yeah, but the performance aspect of it is what took the Locks over. But that's the first time we saw that though.
No, we seen that with
because that's the first time they got to perform. They haven't been performing in front of crowds.
In front of crowds, yeah, but they still perform.
What you mean?
Even Jadakiss and Fab performed. There was no crowd there.
And
but
it's different though.
It's
different with the crowd though. It's different with the crowd. But yes, I mean, I think the Dipset did have bigger records, but the Locks just outperformed them.
Yeah, same thing with Fab and Jadakiss. Fab has bigger records, but Jadakiss outperformed. So I thought that Fat Joe was gonna get Ja off his Dean and do the Fat Joe tell the stories and go into it, but Ja had it last night.
Ja can really perform. Fat Joe can perform too, but
yes,
Ja got all the energy. He taking his shirt off. He got them records for the ladies. He played right into the ladies.
He did.
You know what I mean? And you getting bodied by singing. He did his stuff, man. And you got to respect guys like Ja Rule, because when you're a radio personality, guys like Ja kept the lights on for a long time on radio, bro.
Yeah, Ja had a lot
for a long time. And you were reminded of that last night.
Part of the fun of verses is the comments too.
The comments are hilarious.
Yeah.
Comments hilarious.
I saw Diddy. Well, we'll talk about that in rumors.
And then you know what too? It's also the Ja and 50 effect. Because 50 swayed the way a lot of people looked at Ja. So I just didn't know what the crowd was going to be there last night, but it was good for both those brothers. So congratulations to Ja Rule and Fat Joe. Y'all put on an amazing verses last night. You guys brought out a lot of hits. I mean, it was good hearing all those records I haven't heard in a while. So
and it's nice that they really cool with each other too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like to see that type of brotherhood, even while they're battling in the verses.
And a lot of people were watching. So I'm glad that we sponsored it last night. The God's Honest Truth, which premieres on Comedy Central Friday night at 10 p.m.
That was a good sponsorship. I like that.
Yeah, that was a great sponsorship.
Yeah, that was great, man. Yeah.
Great placement.
That was a great placement. That was a home run. Yeah.
Thank you to the Versus team.
I seen it. I was like, okay, my guy's thinking.
Yeah,
all right.
I do. You got to meet the culture where they are.
That's right.
That's one thing that a lot of these traditional avenues of entertainment don't understand anymore. You got to meet the culture where they are.
All right.
You hear that radio? You got to meet the culture where they are.
Stephen A. Smith will be joining us
Yes,
this
he
morning.
will. Mm-hmm.
So we're going to kick it with Stephen A. Smith, talk about everything that's going on with him, and we got front page news.
Yes, and we'll talk about California Governor Gavin Newsom. There was an attempt to remove him from office, and we'll tell you what happened with this recall election.
Let's play some new music this morning.
What new music we got?
Look, I'm pushing it, man. Yes.
Is this even new anymore?
Yeah, this came out.
man.
Say, if things move fast.
You're right.
Stick with the
Number one
times,
on streaming
guys.
services.
Things move fast.
All right, it's Drake, Future, Thugger. It's way too sexy. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hey, morning everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Where we starting?
Well, let's start with California Governor Gavin Newsom. There was an attempt to remove him from office. Yesterday, the votes were in this recall election, and he did prevail. Here's what he had to say.
Tonight, I'm humbled, grateful. Thank you all very much, and thank you to 40 million Americans, 40 million Californians, and thank you for rejecting this recall.
All right. Now, what really did end up helping him was the controversial conservative radio host Larry Elder. He jumped into the race late, and he was at the top of the polls of replacement candidates. But he also was anti-vax, anti-mask, and according to exit polls, the number one concern by people were actually centered on COVID-19 policies. Also, once that happened, Democrats started coming out in droves to be able to vote, because the main thing is he had to get more than half the votes in order to stay in office. And it's hard to get people to vote outside of presidential elections. So they're saying it was historic numbers for people to come out. They were concerned something could happen again, like back in 2003. That was the last recall. California voters terminated Democratic Governor Gray Davis, and they replaced him with Republican Arnold Schwarzenegger. So fortunately for him, he was able to stay in office.
Yeah, but California is a very, very liberal state. Like, I don't see how folks would ever support, somebody who leans to the extreme right, like Larry Elder.
It was really about Democrats coming out to vote, though. And it was very lax until Larry Elder shot to the top of the polls for people to replace him. And that's really what did it, for people to get energized to go out and vote. All right, now the Buffalo Bills are the second NFL team to require fans to be vaccinated. And so you have to have proof of vaccination, all fans over the age of 12.
At least one shot.
Yes, yeah, you have to have that proof. Now, unvaccinated fans used to be able to attend, but they had to wear masks at all times under guidelines. Many at the game said they did see very few people with face coverings at the stadium, including in the restrooms and other indoor areas where even vaccinated fans were expected to wear a mask. And fans were complaining about the lax mask enforcement during their opening game on September 12th. So they said there's no option to offer a negative virus test instead of proof of vaccination. That's where they actually allow that for the Saints games and the Seattle Seahawks. Those are the only other two teams to announce vaccination requirements.
Shouldn't it be a 2-shot minimum, though? If you want folks to be fully vaccinated in the world, shouldn't it be like that for events as well?
Yeah, but they're saying just one shot. And I mean, you get, 20, 30,000 people in the stadium? Yeah, I think it's you should make sure everybody's vaccinated or allow them to test before they walk in.
Yeah, they said fans have to have at least one dose in time for the September 26th game and be fully vaccinated by the October 31st game against Miami. All right, well, that is your front page news.
All right, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Call us up right now. Again, 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Let's go. This is your time to get it off your chest, whether you're mad or blessed. Say it with your chest. We want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
So if you got something on your mind, let it out.
Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Brandon from Maryland.
Brandon, what up? Get it off your chest.
Man, I was just calling to talk about the versus battle, man. Like, I don't really like the direction it's heading now, man. Like, before, when they used to do the battles, it used to be about, like, the artists, and they tell the stories of how the record got created. Now it's like a concert you watch on TV.
I disagree with you,
like
sir.
the
I
concert.
love verses now. I feel like the last two verses have been great. I love that audience there. I love them performing the records instead of sitting down cooling. I love it. To each his own, but I love it.
Yeah, maybe it's just me then. I don't know. Like it might be like if you was in person, it might be, you get the different feel of
even
vibe,
watching it through the phone.
Word up.
They hear the reactions and them talking back and forth. I enjoy it. I really like it.
I be feeling the energy. I love it. I don't know. I got to each his own, like I said, but I like it. I like the live performance aspect of it.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, Butterscotch Bud Envy, Big Chocolate the Toe Sucker. How we feeling, family?
Butterscotch butt.
Hey,
Damn.
Big Chocolate.
So listen, two things. Thank the Lord for my blessings, and I gotta say this: Hey, Comedy Central, half a brain Charlamagne is ashy short and charcoal black. How in the world did he get a TV show like that? But you are gonna put me on the show, right, brother?
Nope, God is good. And so when you ask that question, how did I get a show like that? Just know God is good. Okay.
Hello, who's this?
It's Ryan from Columbus, Ohio.
How you
Ryan,
doing?
what's up? Get it off your chest.
Yeah, man, I've been trying to call y'all for a few weeks now about this problem I got with my girl, man. I'm confused on what I should do.
What happened?
Man, so we both been working hard. We finally got her mom's crib, and we got our own crib together. So we've been working hard, so I feel like she deserves to go out, go have some fun with her friends. You know, it's been a while, you feel me? So she didn't want to come till like 6 in the morning, so I'm just confused on what I should do. Like, you know, I went off on her. I left, but then, you know, I came back. But still confused on damn, what was she doing? Should I be worried or let it go? Just because it's simple fact, you know, she don't go out like that. So I'm like, you know what, do you? A typical man would be like, oh, nah, I need to know where you at this time, at this location, yada, yada, yada. I'm just confused on that.
Where was she?
I mean, she claims she's with her friends. They went downtown. She said she went to the Abbey, but, you know, just basically telling me she do things that she usually don't do. So, I mean, I try to be a good man, just let it go. Like, you know what, you've been working hard. You know, you got your STNA license, so you deserve it. But,
You believe her?
One side of me does, the other side of me don't. Just because there's a past to it.
Well, I'm sending you healing energy, brother.
What's
All
the
right?
past?
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, he said there's a past.
I'm sending you healing energy. You know what I mean? But hey, always know that if it's something there, it'll reveal itself. Like what's done in the dark always comes to the light. Trust me when I tell you that, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Well,
sir.
what is she saying? Would she ever do that again? Because if you have an issue with it, you know, you guys have to discuss moving forward. Now what?
I mean, she knows if anything like that ever happens again, then, you know what time it is.
You ain't going nowhere. You're right at your watch and don't know what time it is. You ain't going nowhere. Knock it off.
I mean, she a good woman. You feel me? That's just something that really confused me a lot. You know, like that's something that just don't happen. Especially if you two live together, y'all both bringing in the income, you know, all that good. So it's like, this ain't you.
All right, man. All right, brother. Good luck.
All right, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all keep doing y'all thing. I listen to y'all every morning, man.
Peace, King.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Wake up, wake up. Wake your ass.
This is your time to get it off your chest. Whether you're mad or blessed, we want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, Zach.
Zach, get it off your chest.
Yo, maybe I'm tripping, but I wasn't feeling the way Fat Joe was just disrespecting the bitch this and bitch that last night. Am I tripping?
Yeah, that was a little wild. That was a little wild. But I think that they were in they rapper mode. You know what I'm saying? They OG rapper mode. But that's not Fat Joe character at all, though. He apologized too. He apologized.
He did.
Yeah, he apologized on Twitter.
Hello, who's this?
Yeah, what's up, Envy?
What's up, Trav?
Hey, Yee.
Hey, boo.
What's up, Sean?
Peace, sis. What's happening?
I'm chilling. I'm just calling to say, you know, Envy just had his days with his car shows, and he's still having his days doing an amazing job. Your Yee day was amazing. I never got to call and say that.
Thank you. Thank you for getting on stage too. Yeah.
Yes, I got to highlight you and just say what a genuine person you are. Just like how you always just, you know, speaking life to me and speaking good things in me.
Oh, thank you,
So
boo.
Thank you for that. And Shar.
Yes, ma'am.
Something huge and large and big.
Wow.
What?
I'm glad you know.
Yes, and I'm so excited for it, man. See the show. It's coming, it's dropping, and I can't wait to see it, bro.
Friday night, 10 p.m., Comedy Central.
Look at Trav with the positive energy this morning. Thank you, Trav.
Yes, I have a question. I want to ask 21 Savage a question. In his song with Drake, right?
He's not here, but go ahead.
He has a chopper that turns a nigga into a booty clapper. And I just want to know, where can I get that chopper from?
Hey, Lil Nas X said on Lil Nas X album, he said, when I'm talking about I ain't talking about guns.
Wow. Now, Trav, let me ask you a question, Trav.
Yo,
I'm reading this Instagram, right? And this Instagram person just says, I'm no longer shrinking to be digestible. You can choke. What do you get out of that?
Ooh. I mean, I know what he's saying, but I'm not really perverted. I get the real thing.
That means that you don't have to play small. You know what I'm saying? You can show up and be the biggest, best version of yourself at all times, and you shouldn't shrink to make people feel comfortable.
That is absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, y'all.
All right, Trav. Get it off your chest.
Lil Nas X really says that, by the way. The line I just said, that's on his new album.
Did he say it?
Absolutely. Lil Nas ain't playing.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, you can hit us up. Now, we got rumors on the way?
Yes, and let's talk about boss moves. We'll tell you about Rick Ross's son and what he's just invested in.
All right, we'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
It's about time. What's going on?
Rumor report. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
All right, well, happy 16th birthday to Rick Ross's son. He posted him on social media, and he said, everyone wished my son happy 16th birthday. Today, he became the owner of his first Wingstop franchise. You're now officially a boss. Keep going.
Dropping the clues bombs for Rick Ross.
Mm-hmm.
Always practicing what he's preaching.
But that's what we got to do as parents if we can afford it. You know, instead of buying our kids things, we have to buy them things that appreciate in value. Same thing I did with my daughter when she turned 18. I bought her a multi-unit just so she has something when she graduates out of college and times get tough. She always has something to fall back on.
Now, if you can't afford that, you can also do things like
stocks.
There's a lot
bonds.
of apps, that you can do stocks. You know, I use the app Public, and you can spend as little as $5 on stocks. So just things like that are really easy to be able to do, and it gives good habits to kids because they have done studies that show kids who have bank accounts and those investments at an early age end up being better with money later on in life.
And if you can't do that, just buy your kids a good book. Buy your kids Rick Ross, The Perfect Day to Boss Up.
Yeah.
Okay, A Hustler's Guide to Building an
any
Empire.
investment book, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if you can't afford any of that stuff, just get them a nice book so they can.
Well, you can
learn
afford
some
$5 worth of stock if you can afford a book. You know,
yeah, but books are good too. Books are great information.
No, both, but I'm saying that you can afford it because I don't want people to think it's not affordable to be. Able
I'm not
to
knocking it, Yee. I'm just saying if you can't, you can buy a book too. Just adding something else to the conversation. That's all.
All right, now Blueface and his entourage were accused of beating up a bouncer at Skinny's Lounge in the San Fernando Valley. This happened on Sunday, and they do have video evidence as well. So TMZ did get the surveillance footage of the altercation. It was brief, and so Blueface was actually participating in stopping this man once he was down. His whole entourage, they had a few good jabs to the face while he was struggling to stay on his feet. At one point, one of Blueface's friends pulls him by the leg and drags him around the floor as they are continuing to kick and beat him. He ended up in the hospital. This all happened after he was refused entrance, and the brawl was inside the entrance of the club. The bouncer had to be taken to the hospital. He was treated for bruises and several scratches as well. So now Blueface is speaking on what happened. Here's what he had to say.
Everybody think it's over an ID or something. After I see he like on some super security, I'm over the club. I'm like, y'all go get a drink. I'm gonna wait right here. So I'm outside taking pictures. And I'm not even. Feel me? I let the group go in, like y'all go in there.
But it looked like everything got calm, and then we couldn't hear what happened, and something just went left.
Yeah, like I said, he was throwing. You know, he had a little racial slur, like, oh, cause you think you feel me, famous little, N-word. You can, and I'm like, damn, you just went right there with it, and then you feel me, and then yeah.
Who was he talking to? My guy Jason Lee
with the exclusive on Hollywood Unlocked. Yes. All right. Now he goes on to talk about what's going to happen now because there's video footage. Are there going to be some type of charges?
Well, what I thought was interesting is everybody's talking about how you all fought, but nobody's talking about how you checked on them at the end. Why do you think they missed that?
No, they always miss that, and then, that's just how it go. It wasn't like we were just like, oh, you're not going to let us in, you and push you over type thing. It led up to that, it was a build up.
So what's happened since then?
I'm pretty sure we'll get in contact with them and make it,
go away.
Yeah, not go away, but
All right. And G-Eazy was arrested on an assault charge in New York City on Monday evening. He's facing a misdemeanor assault charge, according to law enforcement. He's accused of striking a victim in the face, causing pain and redness. He was released after getting a desk appearance ticket to appear in court at a later date. So it was around 1 a.m. Friday that this happened at the Boom Boom Room in the Standard Hotel. If y'all ever been in the room, everything's all gold in there. And his party got into an altercation with a few other people. One of them does claim that a member of G-Eazy's entourage hit him in the head with a glass bottle. All right, now let's talk about Quavo. He recently did an interview where he was talking with Taylor Rooks. And this is for the Bleacher Report. And one thing that he was saying, she asked him about the Migos not getting credit for certain things and people taking their style. And here's what was said.
What do you feel like is the thing that the Migos invented?
The triplet flow, for sure. Wasn't nobody doing it before we came, and right now everybody's doing it, and it's a blessing.
I know David Banner said, I have the quote, I want to make sure I say it right, that he has seen people jack y'all's style, then go on TV and act like they didn't rip you all off. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, most definitely. They just don't want to give credit.
All right, well, people started going crazy on social media. Quavo needs to do his research on the triplet flow. There were groups like 3 6 Mafia and Bone Thugs that were doing that flow way before Migos. There's a reason why they don't get props for it. And, for example, here's Busy Bones' verse on Notorious Thugs.
Respect to the Migos, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, they may not know. Yeah, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Not only Bone Thugs and Harmony. When you talk
Twister,
specifically in 3-6, Kingpin, Skinny Pimpin', Lord Infamous, God Bless the Dead, and yeah, Twister too. Twister, Crucial Conflict. You know, I feel like that, you know, they were all doing the triplet flow as well.
Definitely Bone Thug.
Migos definitely introduced it to a new generation, and people absolutely mimicked the Migos a lot in this era. But yeah, they weren't the first to do the triplet flow.
All right, now Fabio Foreign sat down with LA Leakers, and he was talking about Kanye West and his time working with Kanye in Atlanta and what he learned from him. And this was interesting because a lot of people were talking about how you had to wear certain things to be in the stadium and to record with Kanye. And here's what Fabio had to say about that.
We had the vest on. He made us all wear Don the merch. It was like a uniform. He give us like Yeezys, some type of pants, some type of cargo looking.
It was like black cargo.
And then don the shirts. So I guess it take away the the egos.
Yeah, no way in hell. I've heard that. I've heard Kanye give people things to wear to be at listening sessions or come into buildings and stuff. There's no way in hell. There's no album I want to hear that bad or be around Kanye that bad to make me put on the outfit.
You're not gonna change your clothes?
No way.
No,
absolutely not.
You know, it's interesting because
100% no.
You know, I was there with Jay Electronica, and they do give you like a Donda shirt to wear.
We saw you with it on.
Yeah, and Jay Electronica was like, "There's, you know, I respect his mom, and there's no way I'm not gonna put on this shirt that has his mother's name on the back."
It was a bulletproof vest I saw.
Out of respect for him, you didn't have to wear that. They were selling that as like merch, and they gave it to some of the people, but you didn't have to wear that. But it's just a shirt, so I put it on over my shirt. It was like because it was a large anyway. It was huge.
Yeah, but I've seen him do
I ain't
that.
changing my clothes
I'm not
to listen to
that.
nobody out.
No way, Jose.
I'm not putting on no gown. I'm not putting on no black.
No choir.
Well, these are people that
no
were working, you know, there and working on the album. So everybody had on kind of it's like a but it was just a shirt. You could wear whatever else you wanted.
Sounds cultish.
A shirt?
A whole uniform you made.
No, it does sound cultish, especially if it's like a color scheme. Like I need you to wear all black, and if you don't have all black on, I'm gonna make you put on this all black choir robe. No way, absolutely not. I'm a grown ass man.
All right, well that is your rumor report.
To listen to an album? There ain't nobody album I want to hear that bad. Not even my favorites. No, no way.
Yep. All right. Well, we got front page news next.
New iPhone alert. Are y'all gonna order it?
All right, we'll get to that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's DJ Envy, and the General Insurance is all about making your life easier. The General has flexible payment options, and they allow you to choose your payment date and how you pay. They accept cash, card, or check. Call 800-GENERAL or visit thegeneral.com. Some restrictions apply. Hey, morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Where we starting?
Let's start with Apple. They unveiled a new iPhone at their event that just happened yesterday. It's 4 new iPhones. There's a new Apple Watch and new iPads. So it was a virtual media event that was held. So get ready for the iPhone 13 Pro and iPhone 13 Pro Max. That was the highlight of the event. And according to reports, there's a 5-core CPU, 50% faster graphics, an upgrade that will appeal to you if you're a gamer. The camera system got a refresh too, and they start at $999 and $1,099 respectfully. And if you want the iPhone Pro Max with 1 terabyte of storage, that one is $1,599. These phones will start shipping on Friday, September 24th. They come in gold, silver, Sierra blue, and graphite.
Yeah, them iPhones cost too much. I just bought a new iPhone, and my wife got so mad at me because my dumb ass went to the Apple store and bought one straight up instead of going to Verizon and getting a free upgrade.
Yeah, you can also trade in
you
can trade in your old phone too. So when you trade in your old phone, it's a lot cheaper.
I still got my old phone. I just didn't know. I just haven't done that in so long. And my phone started acting crazy and the updates weren't working, so I just went to the Apple store and ended up buying one straight up. My wife was so mad because I was sitting there, why is this thing so expensive? And I was eligible for a free upgrade. Still eligible for a free upgrade, by the way.
So give me your phone.
Which one?
The old one.
No, I'm going to sell it.
No.
All right, there's also an iPhone 13 and iPhone 13 mini. Then there's the iPad and an iPad mini. People were a little bit surprised by that. They didn't know these were coming out. So it has a new ultra-wide camera with center stage, which uses machine learning to adjust the front-facing camera during FaceTime video calls. Now the full-size iPad costs $329 for the least amount of storage, okay?
So which one is coming out now?
The iPad and the iPad mini.
No, what's the number?
13.
Okay, so this is the 12s, and this is what I got.
Yeah.
Damn, if you would have waited another week, you could have.
I don't care.
Because don't you hate that when you just get a phone and then the new one comes out like a week later?
Not really.
Like, damn, I might as well have just waited.
Because they all do the same thing.
And then the price drops on the old one, too, once the new one comes out. All right, and there's also the Apple Watch Series 7. It's a slimmer device with a wider screen than the one before it. That one starts at $399. That won't be available until later this fall.
Yeah, don't let it make you feel old like an Apple Watch, because them things be confusing the hell out of me. People wrists be ringing, they be talking into their wrists. I don't be knowing what's going on.
And it's good for running, too. If you like work out, you go running to get the Apple Watch. That's a good reason to get it. And Senate Democrats have introduced a new voting rights bill to counter the record number of voting restrictions that have passed in all these Republican-led states. They said what the Republicans are doing is trying to make it harder for minorities and low-income Americans to cast a ballot. The modified bill is now known as the Freedom to Vote Act. It's a compromise after the previous one, For the People Act, failed to pass in the Senate last June. And what are some of the changes in this newly negotiated reform bill? Well, among the provisions dropped or changed, the automatic mailing of ballots. Under the new measure, any voter may request a mail-in ballot, but they are not sent out automatically. So they'll continue to allow voter roll purges, but requires changes to be done on the basis of reliable and objective evidence, and prohibits the use of return mail sent by third parties to remove voters. The bill would also no longer implement public financing of presidential and congressional elections. And there's a number of election security provisions, like mandatory nationwide use of machines that deliver paper ballots. So the fact is, this legislation is critical for stopping some of the most egregious assaults against voting rights happening at the state level, according to Schumer.
So they just said, the hell with the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and the For the People Act, huh? Like, I would like to compare the two. I would like to know which Voting Rights Act is better. Because anytime it's a bipartisan compromise, that usually means that we're still going to get the short end of the stick.
Right. I actually like getting my ballot sent to me automatically because it's just easier. Like, sometimes people forget, or anything you can do to encourage people to vote more, you should.
Yeah, but you got to make sure it's not a con, because you mean to tell me the same people that are passing voter suppression acts all throughout the country are all of a sudden going to be on the same page when it comes to a voting rights bill?
Well, yeah, they're saying that they're not going to mail those out to you automatically. You have to request it.
I don't think you heard us that, but okay.
Yeah, I didn't understand what you said.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that is your front page news.
All right, now when we come back, Stephen A. Smith will be joining us. We're going to kick it with Stephen A. Smith, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Hey everybody, it's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, sir.
Queens, get the money. Stephen A. Smith here.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
What's up, bro?
Long time.
Happy to have you. Sorry we had you waiting, man.
Nah, don't worry about that. I understand, bro. Ain't no biggie.
Nah, rotating host on rotating host on First Take every day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy. You know, I just think that that's the way to go for now. I mean, listen, you know, we had a great 5-year run with me and Max. He getting ready to start his own show. He gonna make big things happen with his show. He's on with Keyshawn 4 hours every morning, nationally syndicated radio. He still got boxing and UFC. Me, I'm doing First Take. I'm trying to go late night. I'm unapologetic about that. Still covering the NBA and stuff like that. And, you got to change things up in this industry from time to time, man. And we all winning, and we winning together. And so we still cool. I'm going to support him any way that I possibly can. But as it pertains to First Take, I just think that, it was time for change, man. A lot of people don't realize we do 15 takes a day minimum, 75 a week minimum. Over 3,000 a year minimum. And in the 9 years that I've been blessed to be number one each year, I've done over 33,000 takes. So when you're sitting across from the same person all the time, sometimes you need to just change that up to refresh things and retool things and all of that stuff. And that's basically what it is. And so we moving forward. I mean, from Michael Irvin on Mondays, Dan Orlovsky Thursday, Tim Tebow Friday, plus Ryan Clark, Damian Woody, and all of that other stuff. And
Big perk.
And the big thing for me, let me be very, very clear. You know what? Y'all might be on there. I ain't playing. To me, sports and entertainment, I want to sit across from fresh folks with perspectives that I haven't heard from, see what they feel. And, you might want to get at me about something. There's plenty of times where, I got donkey of the day or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's no big, it's all right, it's all love. But the thing about it is that, you might be on there. Listen, you got a point of view. You might disagree with something that I had to say. You want to come on the show? That's what it is. It's like opening the floodgates to the world of sports and entertainment and beyond, and making sure that seat is open to anybody who might want to come on the show with a platform like that and might want to debate something.
When the Cowboys go to the Super Bowl this year, I'll come. When the Cowboys go to the Super Bowl in February,
I'm trying to tell you right now, I might not be there. That happens. I would be so sick. I would be so sick to my stomach. I can't even put it.
You just had Jerry on there with Michael. It was very pleasant.
But first of all, I'm always going to be pleasant with Jerry Jones. I mean, because to me, he's hilarious, in his own right, because he's delusional about what his Cowboys are and what they are going to be. And it's 25 years and counting. So I love that, and I don't mind them there. It's just that if he came on, if they went to the Super Bowl, I mean, do you have any idea what my life would be like if the Cowboys actually won? I mean, it would be.
Do you know what my life would be like?
It would be a nightmare.
It's going to happen. Hold on. Let me ask you a theoretical, hypothetical question.
Sure.
Okay, we were talking about this earlier. There was a rumor, they said it's not true, that Jay-Z was going to invest in the Broncos. Now, we know he's a Cowboys fan. Now, let's just say you had the opportunity, right, to invest just out of nowhere in the Cowboys. Is that something that you would want to do? Because clearly, the number one as far as how much that franchise is worth.
You gotta want
that could be a great investment for you. You could be a part owner of the Cowboys.
Y'all ain't gonna believe this answer. I don't think I'd do it.
You a businessman, Stephen. You about your money.
I am. But you can't convince me that there's only one way to do it. Like, you can't convince me. I would go like this. And don't get me wrong, I'm not completely obliterating the idea, because, I am a businessman. Wow. I am about making some money.
You really don't like them.
I'm just going like this. I mean, do you have any idea what it would take to convince me? In order for me to make money, it has to be with the Cowboys. I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that. I'm like this. There's got to be another way.
The most valuable franchise, you wouldn't take that opportunity.
I will tell you this. Here's my best answer for you. If you tell me from nothing to making money, I probably relent. If you said to me, well, you could make $2 billion with the Knicks, but $4 billion with the Cowboys, I'm going with the $2 billion.
If you go no money with the Knicks,
I just finna say that's what I just finna say. Now, if you're going from nothing to making money, well, then that's the businessman comes in. But if you telling me I'm gonna make money, it's just that I'd make more with the Cowboys. I would have to say I'm gonna take a little bit less.
You could make $6 billion and invest in both.
Well, you could say that, but what I'm saying is the analogy.
I get it.
I get it.
I would exhaust everything. Listen,
I'm not mad at you.
I get it. I would take less. Don't get me wrong, I ain't going broke.
Right.
But I would take less. If I'm going to be rich no matter what, it's just that I'd be more rich with the Cowboys. I would be less rich.
You changed the whole scenario.
Now, what was your conversation with Max Kellerman? What was that conversation like when y'all decided not to do it? Was it one of those things like, homie, we not seeing eye to eye, you out? Or what was that conversation like?
Man, listen, this is I'm so tired of talking about this, because people have switched it and acted like there was something nice dude, man.
He's got his own show now.
He's loved within the walls of ESPN. Max Kellerman, one of the best dudes you'll ever meet, okay? And we know what he brings to the table, boxing, UFC, all of that other stuff. I was just saying to him, and I said it to him on numerous occasions, we as partners, to me, there's a limit. There's a ceiling there. And I want you to know straight up, that's how I feel. Said to him years ago. So when people talked about ESPN and they said, well, Stephen A., you did this and ESPN. No, ESPN's the boss. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, they're my boss. Trust you me, if I was the boss, there's a whole bunch of things that have nothing to do with First Take and nothing to do with Max. Anything. There's a whole bunch of different decisions that I would make from time to time because as an employee, you always see that way. But in the end, you're an employee and you answer to them. And they didn't feel that a change was needed in the past. This time around, they felt that it was. I'm cool with that. He's cool with that, and I support him. His show's debuting. Anything he needs from me, I'm gonna be there for him. It's just that again, for me, doing a show with somebody every single day, you just get to a point where it's like, all right, this is plateaued. And I said that to him. And I'm not saying he agreed, because he didn't agree. But he understood where I was coming from, and he understood that he was going to win and I was going to win no matter what, and we were good with it.
You've been the face of ESPN for a long time now. Definitely the face of First Take. Does it put more pressure on you now since you're even though you've always been the focal point, but now you're the sole focal point of First Take?
Listen, it's not because of First Take. It's because of that damn contract I signed. That's what it is. Everybody, I'm 53 years old, y'all, and everybody's ignoring the fact that I got the deal when I was 51.
Wow.
They forgetting from the time I was 24, and I put in that grind span in a quarter century to get to that point. All they want to look at. As a matter of fact, I got into a couple of arguments with my boys one time because they would call up and be like, you got a responsibility, and I'd be like, shut the hell up. I did the same damn job last week, the week before, the month before. Y'all weren't telling me that, but all of a sudden I'm getting paid. Now you want to come in my face and talking about what kind of responsibility I have? Kiss my ass, fall back. And that's what I said to my boys. Now I'm talking about cats I grew up with because it pissed me off. And it was like, wait a minute, the responsibility, I don't mind that. Just don't tell me that it changed because I signed a new contract. I had the same seat, doing the same damn job, the same damn days of the week for the previous 7 years at the time. And all of a sudden, because I signed this contract and you read in the papers that I'm making this paper, which I earned, by the way, all of a sudden there's a responsibility. Then I looked them in the face. I said, listen, this is a damn good deal. I'm making money, no doubt about it. But I looked the ESPN in the face and said, I deserve more. Because I feel I deserve more, because I pay attention to what I bring to the table in terms of ratings, ad sales, and all of that. I know what kind of money. I have an idea, not specifically, of course, but I have an idea of what amount of money I generate for the company. And so my mentality is I walk into work every day. Number one responsibility, how do I make us more money? Number two, how do I get some of it? That's my approach to business. The minute I walk in every single day, I'm unapologetic about it. It's not personal or anything like that. I am constantly trying to win, because winning is what's going to create other opportunities. If the Breakfast Club wasn't the Breakfast Club, the stuff that's happening for y'all wouldn't happen for y'all.
That's
but
right.
Y'all big time. And because y'all big time, y'all are able to create opportunities for yourself, and well-deserved. Congratulations to you on the Comedy Central deal as well.
Thank you, brother.
All I'm saying is that that's my approach, and I'm not going to stand still. And even when I started off with Skip Bayless wanted me to stick with First Take. He didn't want to do him and the former boss Jamie Horowitz and stuff. We don't, no Sports Center, no NBA, I said, whoa. I'm not your guy then, because that's not the only thing I want to do. You want to do that, nothing but love and respect for you. We can make that work, but understand my visions are grander than that. And I'm going for a hell of a lot more. And if you want to pigeonhole and marginalize me to this show, I'm not your guy. And credit to them, they accepted it. They saw what I was doing and recognized how it could benefit First Take. And that's how we springboard. That's the way I've been all my career. And y'all, I ain't changing. I ain't changing.
All right, we got more with Stephen A. Smith. When we come back, don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Stephen A. Smith. Charlamagne?
Let's do the business. It's HBCU week, right?
HBCU week,
okay.
No doubt about that. It's going to be October 1st and October 2nd. They're going to have in-person and virtual registration as well. Over the last 3 years, 2.5 years actually, we generated over 3,000 scholarships in excess of $12 million. Now they're doing it again this year. We've got an additional $7 million in commitments from sponsors as well. And so we expect big things to happen. When you register, you can obviously register live and and the corporations will have a hold of your application. You can go to hbcuweek.org, and if you continue to do that, chances are you got an opportunity to get scholarships. We all know how important education is, particularly for youngsters and specifically minorities looking for an opportunity, and the great opportunities that HBCUs offer. That's what I'm all about. Just reaching back and trying to do my part, just like everybody else is.
Mm-hmm. I watched you and Michael Irvin together, and I saw you purposely, I think, turning your volume down.
Yes.
because Michael is loud.
Right. You know this, but you'll know this as it continues. Let's say, for example, we here in studio, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're just rapping, and all of a sudden you get loud, and you get loud.
Mm-hmm.
If I get loud, nobody hears us. You see what I'm saying? You got to just know what you're doing television-wise. It's not just about what you want to do. It's about what the audience wants to see and what the audience wants to hear. So a lot of times, it depends on the guest. I'll be on with Michael Irvin, and there's segments where I dial it down, and then there are other times where I'll dial it up. With Keyshawn, I could dial it up a little bit more. With Marcus Spears, I could dial it down a little bit more because he gets a little demonstrative. With Tim Tebow, I'm mellow throughout. You see what I'm saying? It all depends on, because you have to have an eye for what the audience is looking for and how you as a show projects to that audience.
Is the intention to find a new co-host or to continue on with rotating?
To me, my mentality is that whatever the audience wants, they'll tell us. Because what people don't realize about television, we get ratings every segment. Mm-hmm. The next day, we get our ratings. Like, it doesn't say for the 2 hours you did this. It says you did this from 10 to 10:15, from 10:15 to 10:30.
That's radio.
From 10:30 to 10:45, right? That's what it does in television. So you have to pay attention, because that's what's telling you what subject matters percolated and what didn't. Who the guest was at that particular moment in time, what interests them, what didn't interest them. They tell us how they feel every single day. And so what you do is you pay attention to that, and then you recognize what the patterns are. Mm-hmm. And that's how you go about doing the business that I do.
I like you and Big Perk together, man.
Yo, I love Perk. Mm-hmm. I'm very, very proud of Perk, man. He's a protege in the business. He's come to me and asked for my help, and I was like, you don't need much of it, because he's incredibly knowledgeable. People don't realize that. Kendrick Perkins is very, very smart. He knows basketball. He's very well connected as well, because he got a lot of friends in the NBA. I call him Big Perk, Uncle Perk. He's from the country, from Texas, and he sound like one of your uncles from the South or whatever. But I love him. He's very knowledgeable, very demonstrative, and whatever. And again, he's very entertaining. But a lot of cats bring different things to the table, and I think that it's a mistake to look for the same thing from everybody. Perk got his little thing. Jay Williams got his thing. Mm-hmm. Even guys like Tim Legler, Jalen Rose, my man, they all got their thing, and they all bring it to the table. When you're trying to make good television, you look for what they bring, see how it pairs with you, and see how that will work for you.
Cam Newton, does he have a home in the league? Is that possible?
I think he's in trouble.
Why do you say that?
I went on TV yesterday, and I said, if the Washington football team does not call Cam Newton, I think his career is in jeopardy.
But he can still play. Still throw a ball.
Here's the deal. There's 32 teams in the National Football League. Mm-hmm. He's not quarterbacking for one of them. When he left Carolina, nobody was kicking down his door, which was why he ended up signing with New England. On the cheap, I might add. So he goes to New England. And you were wondering what happened in Carolina, because Ron Rivera is well respected. Mm-hmm. So you go to New England. And last year you come down with COVID and all that stuff. We get how crazy last year was, right? Then they draft Mac Jones, and I was never high on Cam in Foxborough, Massachusetts, because I was like, they accustomed to Brady. Mm-hmm. If you don't look the part, you better be the part, because you're succeeding Brady. Now, if there was never a Brady, that would be different. But there was a Brady for 19 years and 6 titles and 9 trips to the Super Bowl. Yo, bro, you got to go up in there and you got to do the kind of things he did, which you can't do, because you can't throw the football like that, man. That's just a fact. So you go there, and then you come in this. They draft Mac Jones. Mac Jones, national champion, 77% completions, 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, wins a national title. At Alabama, Saban and Belichick are very, very close. You draft Mac Jones with the 16th overall pick. First time you draft a pick in the first round at the quarterback spot. Then you bring Cam back. And so Cam, what happens? COVID issue comes up again. You unavailable for 5 to 10 days. Now with Belichick, bro, quarterback, Best ability is availability, and availability leads to reliability. And if you ain't available, you ain't reliable. And so he's gone. Now you outside and you doing an interview with your daddy on YouTube. Your daddy can't help you now because it's your resume. And so as a result of that, now they're looking at you and they're saying, okay, freak athlete, accuracy is an issue, but if anybody knows about him, it would be Ron Rivera. And Ron Rivera just lost Ryan Fitzpatrick. So all you got is Taylor Heineke, who did good in the playoffs when they lost to Brady, but that's all you have. If you don't call Cam, that's going to raise a red flag to all of those NFL coaches out there. Why didn't they call him? Nobody needs him more than Washington. That coach coached him for 9 years in Carolina. Why wouldn't he call him? That's just the reality. I don't think he deserves that. I think he's a stud athlete, but COVID has changed the stuff. And don't listen to Belichick and that drivel he threw out last week. Hell yeah, it's a factor. If the only reason Kirk Cousins is still on Minnesota is because they owe him $46 million. He'd be gone. Carson Wentz, you traded him from Philly to Indy. They didn't know the brother wasn't going to take the vaccine. You got a problem now with those NFL teams because if any kind of hiccup takes place, it could cost them a game or two, which is why Michael Irvin came on there and went on the air and said it ain't about right wing or left wing. It's about the ring.
That's right.
It's about the ring. This is football. And if you miss a game or two, you could cost us everything. That's what he said. And I'm like, that's how they looking at Cam now. It's unavoidable.
All right, we got more with Stephen A. Smith. When we come back, don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're still kicking it with Stephen A. Smith. Charlamagne?
Why is the short life for black quarterbacks, so why is it such a short shelf life?
Well, first of all, I think that a lot of times when we think about these quarterbacks, the athleticism is still there. And I think that the state of the black quarterback has never been better, to be quite honest with you. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson. I mean, you got superstars who are black at the quarterback position. What I will tell you, however, is that when you are in the NFL, you can't just do what you want to do. When you talk about cats being mavericks and being the kind of cats that we appreciate, speak their mind, they articulate, they make sure you know exactly where they stand, they represent our community in an upstanding fashion and all of that other stuff, you got more freedom in the NBA. That freedom does not exist in the National Football League because there's too many pieces. You got 53 men, you got offense, defense, special teams, you got a slew of coaches and all of this other stuff, and they're about control because they have the collective bargaining agreement that stipulates the level of control they have. They could sign you to $200 million, but only 60 guaranteed. You see what I'm saying? And get most of that with your signing bonus, and which means that what you're owed is based on incentives and things of that nature. You got to meet certain goals. It's tricky, and that's the way that you have to work around it. It's really that simple.
Now, predictions for NFL this year and predictions for NBA this year.
I think that I picked Tampa Bay to repeat because they returned all 22 starters and Tom Brady's their quarterback.
Over the Cowboys? You think they coming out there and see who was?
You mean over the Giants?
He brought up them damn Cowboys. He know that get on my damn nerves. The Cowboys. Look, could y'all make the playoffs first? Could y'all do that?
We gonna do that.
The offense is real. With Dallas, the offense is real. They could beat anybody.
What do you think will happen with Deshaun Watson?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm shocked he's still in the league. He's got 22 kids. Listen, I wish the brother nothing but the best. I don't know what happened. None of us know what happens. But you got 22 cases that have been filed against you. There have been people put on the commissioner's exempt list for less. Now, understand what the commissioner's exempt list is. You get on that list, that means you're not allowed to play or practice with the team, but they still pay you. You're just not allowed to play. So I don't believe he should lose his money based off of allegations. But what I do believe is that there are people that have been pulled from playing for less. And when you combine that with the fact that you don't want to play for the Houston Texans, you made it very clear you want to be traded. So much so that you didn't play in the preseason and you haven't played in the game one of the regular season, and Tyrod Taylor is the quarterback. Why are we messing around? Why is he even there? What sense does that make? He doesn't want to be there anyway, and he has these issues. Let him go home, handle his issues legally, because no matter what, you got to remember, every single case can be dropped. And the commissioner still has the authority to step in and say, your situation impugned the integrity of the league. You are suspended for 8 games. The commissioner has that authority. So because that's the case, and because the commissioner has done that before, and because the entire football world is anticipating that's exactly what they're going to do with Deshaun Watson, why is he there? Let him go home. It makes no sense why he hasn't been sent home already. Now, if he were traded in the offseason and went to a team where clearly he's the face of their franchise, I can understand the commissioner sitting back and saying, okay, let's wait and see. He's practicing with the team. He's still playing. They're willing to roll that dice. But that's not the case. He's in Houston, and he's not playing. Not playing at all. Why is he there? It makes no sense.
And NBA predictions.
I got Brooklyn going up against the Lakers.
And who do you got?
And the Brooklyn Nets winning the championship.
Let's go.
Okay.
I think that Kyrie is box office. He's just a showstopper. I think that Harden is going to be in shape this year because he's where he wants to be instead of trying to push himself out of Houston. That's the only reason he was out of shape, y'all. He wanted to go out of Houston, and Tillman, Fertitta, and those guys said, no, you're not leaving. And so Harden said, okay. And he came in out of shape and just show he didn't want to be there. And that ended up hurting him because that hamstring injury that he suffered late on the season, that lasted a bit longer than anybody anticipated. But I think he'll be ready. And when he's ready, he's good for 25 to 30 a night because the brother's just unstoppable. And Kevin Durant is the best player in the world.
All right, so Ember, you with the Nets this season
in the
then?
world. And the Lakers, LeBron knows what he's doing. We know how big time LeBron is with Anthony Davis, with Russell.
How does that work with Russell? Because Russell needs the ball.
I think I understand that. He says he'll be fine. LeBron says he'll be fine. What I will tell you is this. LeBron 69%, Russell Westbrook 65% last year from the free throw line. LeBron James hasn't shot 70% from the free throw line in the last 3 years. Free throws matter, bro. And Kyrie, James Harden, and Kevin Durant don't miss them. And so for me, especially with Golden State coming, Klay Thompson's going to be back. Steph Curry's there. I like Wiseman. Draymond's there. Who knows? They might trade for Ben Simmons in Philadelphia. We don't know what they're going to do. And I just look at Brooklyn and L.A. The Clippers on the outside looking in. If Kawhi is healthy, they give the Lakers a run for their money. Utah and Denver can't be ignored. But I just look at Brooklyn, and I'm just saying that's what it's going to take to stop the Lakers. And I think that, and I don't think anybody can stop Brooklyn. They're just too much of a juggernaut, bro. They can give up 120 and laugh at you because they'll score 130. It's just they are unstoppable.
Well, last statement, because I know you got to go. Speaking of the NBA, I feel like you were very instrumental in all of these black coaches getting hired in the NBA. And the reason I say that, because you were the person on First Take having these conversations, telling people why aren't the players stepping up, saying where are the black coaches. I didn't see anybody else raising hell about that situation.
Well,
other
I appreciate
than you.
that because I meant it. And black executives are next. Take this into consideration for a second. There were 9 executives last year in the NBA who happened to be black. And the one executive with the power of final say wasn't even an African American. It was Masai Ujiri in Toronto.
Yeah.
He wasn't an African American, and he wasn't the GM in America. It was Toronto.
Damn.
I mean, think about that.
Damn.
In the year 2020, that's
Damn.
what it was. And so that's just a damn shame. And so for me, listen, you got a lot of white executives that are very good and very gifted at what they do, but what we don't pay enough attention to is analytics. And the reason why I bring up analytics have always been a part of basketball. But here's the brilliant hoodwink job that has been done. So you had these white dudes that were big on analytics. And what they did was they partnered with guys at MIT. And they create these analytics and where numbers are telling you the story. And when I say telling you the story, I'm not going to mention their name because I don't want to put them on Front Street like that. But I will tell you this. There was one executive that went up to an owner after losing a playoff game and literally said to the owner, quote, "You see, we really, really won. Look at these numbers. We had the plus minus here, and we did this here, and all this other stuff." He said, "We really, really won. If we had just not made that mistake, it would show." It would. Owner's like, "I don't give a damn about it. We lost the game. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?" Right? But that's what they do. And so for me, when I'm offended by analytics, I listen to analytics to some degree myself. But I also look at the eye test, and I also watch and understand, covering the league the way I do. I understand. As a beat writer covering the league for years before I became a columnist and then I got on television, I saw dudes that had a problem with their girl or had a problem with their wife or their mom was ill or something like that, and that affected their game that night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the analytics ain't telling you that.
Right.
Numbers are not telling you that. There's a human element that comes into play. You know, or one dude was in the elevator against another player, and the player went like this. You know what? I heard you was talking smack about me. I'm gonna whip your ass after the game. And the dude showed up on the court and was petrified and scared out of his mind and had like 2 points and 2 rebounds. Coach didn't know what the hell was wrong with him. But he was scared about getting his ass kicked when the game was over. You see, it's stuff like that that analytics don't tell you. And so when you depend solely on analytics, I got a problem with that. And more importantly than that, ain't no black folks involved in these analytics.
That's right.
They know it to some degree, but they're not the ones coming from MIT. They're not the ones that are entrenched in it to a point where you go to an owner and you speak the owner's language, because the owner may not know ball, but he knows numbers. And when you bring him numbers that make sense out of it and show him how you can save him money, that makes you attractive. So he hires you, and then you hire your dudes. They're all analytics dudes, and then none of them look like us. And so somebody had to call them out. Somebody had to say, listen, this is affecting the coaches that are being hired. This is affecting the general managers that are being hired. You know what I'm saying? And we need more minority ownership than just Michael Jordan. And so to me, that's why I took it upon myself to attack the issue the way that I attacked it, because I'm not going to lie to you. Again, there's a use for analytics, and I don't disrespect the dudes that focus a lot on analytics. I respect them, and I respect their knowledge. But did I think that it was somewhat racist? You damn right I did. And that's why I said something about it, and that's why I'm going to continue to say something about it.
I think it worked when it came to them coaches.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
Stephen A. Smith,
All right.
ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you. I know you got to go.
Thank you, man.
We appreciate you for joining us.
I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you so much.
It's the Breakfast Club. Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get to the rumors. Let's talk verses.
It's time.
She's spilling the tea. This is the Rumor Report with Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club.
Well, yesterday was Fat Joe versus Ja Rule. And this was in New York City. Everything went down. So it started around 9 o'clock. And both of them went to their breakout hits to start things off, right? Fat Joe, Flo Joe, Ja Rule, It's Murder. And then Remy Ma was the first guest to come out. By the way, looking amazing. The women definitely ruled the night last night, too, by the way. All the women taken to the stage. Now, of course, we love to hear we love to read the comments and everything that's happening. And so let's talk about some of those things. Now, Ja Rule and Fat Joe, they were talking about hits from yesterday versus hits of today.
You need an intermission.
Yeah, we need an intermission.
In the words of my Jada, he's trying to cause a distraction, people. He don't got the hits. He don't got enough hits, ladies and gentlemen. He's trying to point shame the score.
I'll show you, Ja.
I love you.
Because these people know.
I love you,
Yesterday's hits is not today's hits.
But yesterday's hits are called classics, nigga.
Ja Rule was absolutely correct when he said that. I don't even know why Fat Joe would say that, because he got a lot of, hits from the past that are classic now.
He was doing some of those too.
And he'll be doing those 10 years from now. So I don't even know why he would say that.
And I saw Fat Joe had some Fire Festival jokes and everything, right? All right, now, Irv Gotti was in the Instagram comments addressing fans who kept bringing up 50 Cent. He said, all y'all talking that 50-ish, all good. He got beat up, stabbed up, shot up, and sued us. That's all I'm going to say. Your hero ain't what you think he is, period, and facts. Well, 50 Cent, of course, responded early this morning. He said, I put the whole label out of business. F with me if you want to. I would stay out of my way if I wasn't me. LOL, green light gang. So that's something that I guess is just never going to go away.
That's never going to die.
Yeah, ever. Now, Lil Mo and Vita came out on stage and had a Murder Inc. reunion. They went crazy when the two of them came out. Listen to this.
Are you tired of being lonely? So baby girl, put it on. Hold on one time. Where? Come on.
Would I be
if it? Why? 'Cause I'm so. What? Where?
Classic. That's a classic record.
'Cause I'm so
timeless.
That was a movie.
You know what's so great? I literally was just watching that Vita record. Vita, because I was showing Nyla Simone was at the crib, and we was going through Ja Rule records on YouTube, because I was like, don't sleep on Ja, and that Vita song popped up.
All right. Well, in addition, I saw Ja Rule was singing to support Fat Joe also. So that was pretty dope to see that. And the two of them have a lot of love for each other. As you know, it is a battle, a competition, but they made sure at the end they let everybody know that it's all love.
I picked Ja Rule to go up against me because everybody was scared to go against this because he got so many hits. I want my brother to get the props he deserves. I love Ja Rule.
And I love
with
you,
all
Jack.
my heart.
And I love you too.
All right. In addition to that, Nelly was there, and Fat Joe called Nelly in to perform "Get It Poppin'," and Nelly had to do "Hot in Here" because you can't leave the stage without doing that song. And he also went over and gave Ashanti a hug, so that was definitely on all the blogs this morning. Ashanti, of course, like I just said, was there, and she performed. She worked with both of the artists, so people were doing a lot of memes about Ashanti working overtime with both of these artists.
And technically, Ja Rule should get a point for What's Love, too, because didn't Irv produce it?
Well, he's on it. Ja's on it.
He wrote the hook.
Yeah.
That's what Ja told him last night.
And he's
Ja
on
said,
it.
out of all the hooks that I wrote, I wish I'd have kept that one.
Yeah, because he's actually on that song, too, so.
Right, and then there was more commentary in the comments during the verses, and Diddy. People were saying they wanted Diddy to battle, and Jermaine Dupri called him out. Somebody let Diddy know, I'm at the Garden right now, and he gonna need some training from me. Diddy responded, beloved, you my N-word, but your arm's too short to box with God. You ain't got enough hits. I'll smash you with just Biggie and Mary, but I do have the utmost respect on you as a musical legend. Dre, the only one who can get in the ring with me, love.
Now, I disagree that Jermaine don't have enough hits.
It's only 20 records now.
Jermaine definitely has 20
He
hits.
definitely has 20.
100%.
Absolutely.
He probably got like at least 60.
He got, of course, the Mariah, the Ushers, the Janet Jacksons, the TLCs, the Criss Cross, the Jagged Edges.
Escape.
And I'm gonna tell you something.
Escape.
I think we've
He got
learned
20.
from these verses. It's just all about execution. It's
Absolutely.
about how you play your records. You know what I mean? Because you can have the records like Dipset have, just like Fat Joe have, and they just might not be executed the right way. That's all.
Okay, so you don't agree because
I don't agree what?
I mean, with
I don't
Diddy
agree with
said.
Diddy saying Jermaine don't have enough hits. Jermaine definitely got enough hits, 100%.
I was saying the same thing. I could see that. But he's saying the only person he would go up against is Dre. All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
And I just want to say another really great verses. A lot of viewers, and I'm glad the God's Honest Truth, my late night talk show that premieres this Friday night at 10 p.m. on Comedy Central, sponsored that. Thank you to the Versus team.
But I would love to see Diddy and Dre. That's what I would love to see. They both produce. They both rap. They both have huge records as artists. I would love to see that.
Okay. Well, that is your Rumor Report.
Who are you giving your donkey to? What you thinking about?
I'm thinking what I'd love to see Dre and Diddy. I don't know. Of course you would, but I don't know if that's a good matchup.
I would love to see JD and Diddy too, though. I would love to see either or.
It depends. You know what? I think would be a great matchup if Jermaine Dupri and Diddy just did R&B and remixes.
Nah, because Diddy got the Benjamins.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't want
Macy's rapping.
I know that, but I don't want the hip hop. I think a good versus for Diddy and JD would just be R&B and remixes. Who got the best R&B records and who got the best remixes?
So you want to see Mary versus Usher? That's what you want to see, pretty much.
I just think that'd be dope. R&B and remixes. That's what I think. But Donkey of the Day is going to a man named Mark Metzger. He needs to come to the front of the congregation. We would like to have a word for him.
All right, we'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Want to look like $1 million but only spend a handful of bucks? Upgrade to a Dollar Shave Club 6 blade razor for a noticeably smooth shave thanks to their 6 precision cut stainless blades. Find your perfect shave wherever you shop, in-store and online at dollarshave.com. That's dollarshave.com.
Donkey of the day, yeah, you dumb ass. You get donkey of the day, yeah, you dumb ass.
You are a donkey.
It's time for Donkey of the Day.
Donkey of the day, huh? I'm gonna fatten all that shit around your eye.
They want this man to throw them blows, man. They waiting for Charlamagne to tap these gloves. Let's go.
They had to make a judgment of who was going to be on the Donkey of the Day. They chose you.
Yes. The Breakfast Club, bitches.
Who's Donkey of the Day today?
Oh, turn my damn mic on. Well, Ed Sheeran, Donkey of the Day for Wednesday, September 15th goes to an attorney in Texas named Mark Metzger. Now, Halloween is on October 31st. Every year it's the same date. It hasn't changed as far as I know my whole life, but we have about a month and some change before we get to Halloween. But unbeknownst to me, people like to dress up in Halloween costumes when it's not Halloween. No, I'm not talking about the Met Gala. See, Mark Metzger was arrested, You know what? I don't even want to tell you what he was arrested for because y'all not going to believe me. Let's go to the Charlotte Observer for the report, please.
A lawyer dressed as a horror movie character on a Texas beach said his eccentric actions were just a prank to make people smile. But it also led to the arrest of Mark Metzger, the Galveston attorney some people saw roaming a local beach in a Michael Myers costume. He was cited for disorderly conduct and released by Galveston police. Police received a call Monday about a masked man holding what appeared to be a bloody knife while walking on the beach ahead of Tropical Storm Nicholas. Officers found Metzger dressed as the serial killer from the Halloween movies and put him in handcuffs before determining the blood and knife were fake. Metzger said in a Facebook post Monday night he was still fuzzy on what exactly was illegal.
You dress like Michael Myers to make people smile? What all the Bluey costumes were taken? Did you hear that story? Police determined the blood and knife were fake after the arrest. A guy walking around dressed like Michael Myers on a beach with a fake knife with blood on it, and cops didn't determine the knife and the blood was fake until after the arrest. Guess what race it is? Come on, we know. Now, I do a lot of things for my mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. I do a lot of grounding exercises, a lot of grounding rituals, okay? Practice that I intentionally incorporate into my daily life, just to help me feel present and feel a sense of control. People got a lot of different techniques. Some people like to sit quiet and drink their coffee before they start their day. Some people journal. You will absolutely find me barefoot walking around my backyard to ground myself. You'll probably see me hugging some trees. I love fire ceremonies. I love doing things like this on the regular with intention because I need that balance and comfort. But I have never wanted to dress up like a horror movie character and walk down the beach with a fake blood-covered knife, okay? Mark, this is a waste of white privilege. I have got on this radio for years and told white people to use their privilege to combat prejudice. That is a great use of privilege, okay, when you use it to combat prejudice. But to dress like Michael Myers and walk a beach, this is a waste of white privilege. What do you think would happen to my black ass, your black ass, if we dressed like Michael Myers and walked any beach in America with a fake bloody knife? Do you think cops would arrest us and wait to determine if the knife and the blood was fake? Do you think police would even give me an opportunity to explain that it's fake? Black people look suspicious, in America in our own skin. So imagine how suspicious we would look in the skin of Michael Myers. And then when police came, he stayed in character. What does that even mean? Because I don't watch horror movies. I don't pay people to scare me, and I don't like volunteering myself to be scared. But I do know Michael Myers doesn't talk. Doesn't speak at all. So if you stayed in character even when the police came, that means you didn't say a word. Not one damn thing. So you just stood there with a fake knife with blood on it, dressed as Michael Myers, and the police did nothing. They just arrested you. Well, let me not say nothing. Okay? Mark spoke on it. Let's go to WKTRK for the report, please.
So when GPD rolled up on the seawall, I just kind of stared at him in character, knife to the side, and then I kept walking, and then one of them whistled at me. It was like, hey. So I stopped there, and they came down the stairs onto the beach. And I'm just standing there in character, and they had their weapons drawn on me, rightfully so. I could see from their perspective, they had their weapons drawn. They were like, drop the knife, and, get on your knees, face away, hands behind your head. It felt like a scene out of Scooby-Doo. After he handcuffed me and he pulled the mask off, it's like, I would have got away with it if it wasn't for those meddling Karens. I was cooperative. I understand doing their job. I was like, man, I was asking questions. What was I doing wrong? What was I doing illegal? The guy, the first thing he said to me when he pulled my mask off was, whose blood is on the knife? I was just like, no, it's a rubber knife, sir. It's a prop. And they just kind of looked at me like, why are you doing this? And I was like, why not?
Oh. The way whiteness works. Dropping the clues bombs for whiteness. Sometimes you just gotta disrespect it, okay? Mark said he would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those meddling Karens. The way whiteness works. He also said, he would have gotten away with it. Therefore, he knows he was doing something wrong. He knows he was doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing. But in the next breath, he said he was still fuzzy about what he had done that was illegal. Yet he admitted, he would have gotten away with it. What are you trying to get away with if you don't think you were doing anything illegal? I don't know, okay? I don't know why Mark did what he did, but I maintain that white privilege is stronger than Starbucks Wi-Fi will ever be, okay? Michael Myers ran into police and they drew weapons, but Michael Myers lived to tell the tale. Candyman would have gotten shot. Please give Mark Metzger the biggest hee-haw.
All right. Well, thank you for that donkey of the day. Now, up next is Ask Yee, 800-585-1051. If you need relationship advice or any type of advice, call Yee right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
What you want to know? Baby mama issues? Need some words of wisdom? Call up now for Ask Yee. 800-585-1051. The Breakfast Club. Come on. Need relationship advice? Need personal advice? Just need real advice. Call up now for Ask Yee. Keep it real.
Hello, who's this?
Hi, it's Viviana from the Bronx.
Hey, what's your question for Yee?
Hey, so I just want to start off by saying that I absolutely love you guys. I listen to you guys every morning, and you guys are like the best. So I used to be on the DJ Self show, the Topic Time at night. I used to go on and shout my man out. We ended up having a baby. I didn't know that he was a junkie until after, we had our baby. And then he started, smoking crack. He started getting high off heroin. Wow. And, he's been threatening me so much. Like, I'm a very, very easygoing, lenient baby mother. I will, give him opportunity to, see his son. And time again, every time he doesn't get his way, he threatens ACS. So it's very, very frustrating. It's very, and he stole from me.
Wow.
He stole from me recently. He stole my phone, which I ended up snatching his unemployment, because how are you going to steal from me when I've given you so much hospitality? I've given you a roof over your head some nights. He's homeless. He's in rehab right now upstate. He's made my life a living hell, and he wants a relationship with his son. But, I can't allow him in my house. But, sometimes he guilt trips me. He knows how to manipulate me, and I've been putting my foot down a lot more. But, he, tends to try to get comfortable and try testing the waters every time. And I just want him to get his together, and it seems like nothing for, we were together 5.5 years, but we've known each other now for almost 8 years.
Right.
And he's still doing the same he was doing 2 years ago, getting high, selling his phones. He financed 4 phones.
Oh my gosh.
3 iPhones from AT&T, 1 iPhone from Verizon, and then he sold his phones. He sold those phones for $200 a piece. They're $1,000 phones.
It's not, well, first of all, let's not call him a junkie. He's an addict. So he does have things that he needs to deal with. At least he's in rehab right now. But first and foremost is the safety of your son, right? And if you're not comfortable, and you shouldn't be, leaving your son alone, then you shouldn't do that. Have you gone through the court? Because they'll most likely require that you have supervision of any parenting time that he'll get.
So I have went through the court. We went to Bronx Family Court 2.5 years ago. I have full physical custody. We share joint legal. I was really scared that with the whole iPhone incident, the whole iPhone financing thing, that he was going to steal my son's social. I'm waiting for the credit bureaus to get back to me to see if there's been any fraud on the account, on his social. But it's a mess because I try to be lenient with him. I don't leave him alone anymore. The last time I left him alone with our son, he had a room, and I thought he was stable, and he pretty much we talked about introducing a significant other when the time was right. Apparently, while he had him on spring break back in April, he had a female over.
Wow.
They were sniffing coke together around my son. And apparently, when my son went to sleep on the air mattress that he had, apparently my son's father was the girl out next to my son sleeping.
This
so
is
ever
awful.
Since then, when I found that out, Angelique, I tased the out of him 10 times.
Right. Okay, yeah, you cannot leave your child
She
with
said
this.
she tased them?
Yeah,
I sure did, Charlamagne.
That is awful. Now, did you bring all this up in court and with your attorney?
So, court has already been done, but I'm trying to take him back to court. I have so many receipts. I have so many messages.
Yes.
And apparently, the girl that he did all this with, apparently, she lost all her kids due to rape allegations.
Oh my gosh! So she can't even be around a child. you can't have your child around that. Somebody that is going to do these things when you're not there, who knows? It could endanger your child tremendously. And I think that's the first, that is really the first priority.
And he keeps, yesterday we got in an argument because he thinks that he will get some type of custody or even unsupervised visitation. And I'm like, dude, what are you high right now?
You cannot play no games, okay? So make sure you have everything in order. Make sure you go back to court because you do not want to risk your child's life.
And then he keeps throwing ACS when he doesn't get his way. Oh, I'm going to call ACS and tell him you're smoking weed. Okay, I don't do that around my son.
Right, listen.
And I have my medical card.
It sounds like you've done whatever you could do to try to make this a better transition when you guys broke up, but it's not working. And forget whatever your relationship with this man is. It's not even about that. It's about your son.
About my son, yeah.
First and foremost. And so get that in order, immediately. Be very proactive about that.
Thank you. I'm going to work on taking him back to court, but, it's just been frustrating because he starts with me all the time, and he's like, oh, I'm going to get custody. I'm going to get unsupervised.
There's no way that's going to happen. You already have but do not even risk that, okay? Go ahead. Let him keep talking, saying whatever, but you got to handle your business.
Okay. Thank you so much, Angelique.
Tunnel vision, straight ahead. Put those blinders on and get it together.
Thank you so much. I love you guys. I listen to you every morning. Keep it up.
All right. Good luck. For
Thank
real.
You. Ask Yee. 800-585-1051. If you need any advice, call her now. Relationship and all. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Get some real advice with Angela Yee. It's Ask Yee.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We're in the middle of Ask Yee. Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Insane Duchess. I'm down here in Houston, Texas.
Hey, Champagne Duchess. I think that's what you said your name was.
I said Insane Duchess. Envy, don't do me.
I'm sorry, Insane. All right.
H-Town.
What's your question for Yeezy?
So, Yee, I am divorced. I've been divorced for a couple of years now.
Mm-hmm.
And my ex-husband just will not go away. Any tricks, anything he can do to keep himself a part of my life.
Like what?
Like for instance, taking like my oldest kid right now, he has him at his home. Took him out of school and everything. So being the kid that was 18, we couldn't really get the police involved or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to convince him to please let my child go back to school and graduate. Things like that, that's unnecessary, but he do it just to spite me.
Oh, so he's not doing it because he wants to be with you. He's doing it to get a reaction out of you and make you mad because he's being petty.
Pretty much, yeah, because I don't want to be with him. He's done everything possible to try to get me to go back to him. So now it's just let me pick at her and do petty.
Right. And, and that's hard too when people use the kids as a way to try to manipulate a situation.
Yes.
So does your son lives with him?
Yes, since April now, my son has been at his home.
That's a difficult one too because he's also the parent, but doesn't he want to do what's best for the child too?
Well, he's gotten past the point. So he had took both of my boys. My 14-year-old came back home. So he's past the point where he's worried about what's the best thing for the kids or what's in the best interest of the kids. Anything he can do to fight me, it doesn't matter how low down it is, he will do it.
Right. And what he's trying to do is get you to react. So no matter what he does, you have to remain as calm as possible because it doesn't help when both of y'all are going back and forth and doing these things. And honestly, I think, and you still have a 14-year-old, what's the custody arrangement and what is there child support or anything involved? Have the courts ever gotten involved?
Definitely. I have full custody of the kids. It's some things he did a couple of years ago where he lost his joint custody. So I have full custody of the kids.
Okay, so what is your attorney saying?
That's what I was going to say. In Texas, with my 14-year-old, he could choose what parent he wants to be with. Mm-hmm. The attorney with the 18-year-old, the attorneys and the courts and the police did get involved. With the 18-year-old, he's 18. So if he chooses over there, there's nothing the police do to force him back home.
Right, that's unfortunate. But yeah, you do have custody and like you said, full custody. But I just think that the more you react, that's what he wants from you, right? That's what he's trying to do. And so are you getting angry? Are you like, how are you reacting?
Nope, I have a wonderful therapist. Shout out to Charlamagne.
There you go.
Always promoting therapy. So
Yes,
I have
ma'am.
one that told me, do not act. Whatever he do not react. Do not react. You got to cry in the car, go cry in the car.
Right.
Do not react. I think he does.
Yeah, so all I can tell you to do is love your children. Right. And I agree with, like I was saying too, and that's your therapist said the same thing. You just cannot give him the reaction that he's trying to get out of you, and just love your kids and support them as much as possible. Because the main thing for you is that you don't want it to affect them. And so I think in this situation, you have to put that ahead of everything else and understand that as a parent, you know, that because you have one parent that's not being responsible, unfortunately, you have to take up the slack on the other end. And you also don't want them to see that as an example in a relationship. And so you have to, and you know, it's sad and it's unfortunate that he's acting this way, but you're going to have to be the bigger person always. And also you're going to have to not let him get that reaction that he's trying so desperately to get out of you.
Yes, everybody tells me that. So thank you for reinforcing that method of dealing with it for me, because everyone has told me do not.
Right. And listen, girl, take care of yourself too. You know, a lot of times we get so stressed out, and sometimes you have to be like, this is out of my control. The way he's behaving is not a reflection on me. It's a reflection on him and how his anger and his hurt and how he feels about himself. And so just look at it that way and just focus on you and focus on your kids, and just whatever you do, woosah, and that's it. Don't give him what he wants.
Thank you so much. Can I give a shout out, please, to my catering company right quick?
Please do, girl.
Okay, anybody need some good old country catering? Be able to hit me up at Authentic Events and Catering. We're everywhere. We're online. Everywhere. We'll come to you. Our food is very, very good.
Authentically what?
Authentic Events and Catering.
Okay, Authentic Events and Catering in Houston.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for calling up, and I'm praying for you.
Thank you, you guys. I love y'all. Y'all help me out, so thank y'all so much.
Have a good one.
Queen.
All right. Ask Yee, 800-585-1051. Now we got rumors on the way, Yee?
Yes, and let's talk about Drea. You know, her new show is on the Zeus Network, and one clip that's been circulating is when she said something and ended up losing her endorsement deal situation because of it.
All right. We'll get into that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Listen up. This just in.
All the gossip. The Rumor Report. Gossip. With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
All right. Well, Drea has her new show out on the Zeus Network. It's called Doses of Drea. And one thing that was addressed, and this clip has been making the rounds, if you guys remember last year, she was on the Weed and Wine podcast with Stilo Brim and Chris, and she was talking about Tory and Megan Thee Stallion and all of that, and she said some controversial things. She made a bad joke, and here she is discussing the fallout from that joke when she finds out that she got dropped as an ambassador for Fendi. I mean, for
It's just a joke, but we got
Fenty.
like you see the aftermath.
And I saw the apology, and I
immediately.
I know.
Apologize immediately.
And I addressed that. I said, look, there's been apologies. She did not mean it. I mean, people don't think you, a lot of people that work with you know that you didn't intend it that way, but you did make a poor joke. Poor taste, yes. And people have to do what they have to do to protect themselves. If you hadn't apologized or you're sitting here saying it's just a joke, then yes, we'd have problems, but I know that you get it. So we just have to move on. But that is going to be the consequence of this one.
And you knew this already like days ago.
I knew on Friday.
Damn, they didn't even sleep on it.
Sheesh. So she got dropped right away, even though she apologized. It was a poor joke. And truthfully, like sometimes there are consequences when you say something. A company might choose not to work with you anymore, and they have the right to do that.
Yeah. That's what I say, you know, we talk about freedom of speech, but there is no freedom of speech. There's a price to every word that comes out of your mouth. And just because you have freedom of speech doesn't mean you're free of the consequences of said speech. It's really just up to, you know, your business partners or the corporations you with. That's all.
All right, now, Nicki Minaj and Piers Morgan went back and forth on social media. It all started, Dr. Fauci also did clear up some misinformation about the COVID vaccine, and he said that it does not actually cause impotence or it doesn't cause any damage to anybody's testicles. Well, then it turned into this whole back and forth with Nicki Minaj And Piers Morgan. Now, the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson was asked about Nicki Minaj in a press conference, and he said he's not as familiar with the works of Nicki Minaj as I probably should be. And she went on Twitter, and she did her British accent on Twitter. She said, I love him, even though I guess this was a diss. The accent, ugh, yes, boo. Send this to the Prime Minister and let him know how they lied on me. I forgive him, no one else, only him. And then Piers Morgan jumped in. And he said, Professor Whitty beefing with the ghastly Nicki Minaj, one of the rudest little madams I've ever met, is not the breaking news that I expected today, but it's most welcome. She's peddling lies that will cost lives. Now, Nicki responded to Piers Morgan, sir, I've never met you. I know we all look alike. Rudest little madam. I like it. Has a special ring to it. Thanks, Piers. Love the accent. I'd love to come chat. Scones, tea, clown nose, and big red shoes for you. Let me know, babe. And he said, Madam, we met on America's Got Talent when you appeared as a guest act, but you refused to say hello to my 3 young sons because you were too busy. Oh, and it's Piers. I know. We Brit names all sound alike. And she said, stop effing lying. I never turn down pics with kids. If a middle person told you that, they were out of line. Don't blame me, you stupid piece of ish. Why is everybody going at Nicki Minaj right now on social media?
I don't know, but I know the way that Dr. Fauci and all them handled it is the way that you should handle it. They handled it exactly how they should handle it. She said something she heard from her cousin's friend. She said she didn't know. She said people should do their research, so they gave her the research.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that.
All right, now Barry Hankerson has recently done an interview. He talked to Dr. Oz. He sat down with Dr. Oz.
Who's Barry Hankerson for people that don't know?
Now, Barry Hankerson is Aaliyah's uncle. And I was going to say that because obviously we've been hearing a lot of things about Aaliyah right now with the R. Kelly trial happening in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just recently one of his former backup dancers said she saw him sexually assault Aaliyah when she was like 14 years old. Well, Barry Hankerson is now saying that he was unaware of those things, and here's what he said.
Were you aware of the issues going on with R. Kelly when they were going on?
No, didn't have a clue. Completely ignorant to it.
Do you think anyone in the family was?
Yes, I think my sister knew a lot more than what we thought she knew.
Oh, wow.
And he's talking about Aaliyah's mother when
wow.
He referred to his sister.
I don't even like this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
She's not here anymore. We shouldn't even be talking about that. It's nothing that happened.
Well, it's hard because he's on trial right now.
Yeah, but she's not here.
And so the reason these allegations are coming up is if she was underage at the time and people witnessed this and saw this and what he's on trial for
30
relates
other
to this.
accusers, though, and she's not here. You just kind of just want to let her rest in peace.
But if you want justice, you know, you kind of have to make sure. And it's unfortunate that this all has to happen. All right, well, that is your rumor report. I'm Angela Yee.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. Now, shout out to Revolt. We'll see you tomorrow. Everybody else, the People's Choice Mix is up next. Get your request in. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
The saga continues. Season 2 of Wu-Tang: An American Saga debuts on Hulu September 8th. The Wu-Tang Clan will have to overcome even more obstacles, odds, and past beef as they come together to create the iconic album, Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. Catch up with Season 1 now and stream new episodes of Season 2 on September 8th, only on Hulu.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Now, shout out to Stephen A. Smith for joining us this morning.
That's right. Salute to Stephen A. Smith, man. I'm still tired, though, because last night, the Versus.
Yes.
You know, and I promise you, whenever Versus comes on, my 43-year-old ass be up late. You know what I mean? And it just feel like we was at the club.
I can tell you what time it ended because I looked at my phone like 11:45.
Because you look at your phone and know how much sleep you gonna get.
That's right.
I'm not gonna lie, I was out till 2 a.m. last night for no reason.
Okay.
And I was with 7 Streeters in town. And we went out to go eat, and we were at Brooklyn Chop House. That's my first time, like, being at a restaurant, well, being there since the pandemic started. And so we ended up just sitting at the bar and talking, like, all night long.
Yo, I cannot remember the last time I was out at 2 in the morning.
Yeah. And we weren't even doing anything. We were just sitting there, like, just having a conversation.
Yeah, I can't remember last time I was at 2 a.m.
Like, I'm like, 2 in the morning. That feels like so long ago. They're just out 2 in the morning? No way.
I just kept thinking, I gotta go home. I gotta get up in the morning.
But salute to everybody at Versus. You know, the God's Honest Truth, my late night talk show that premieres this Friday at 10 p.m. We sponsored the Versus last night. So salute to everybody over there, Swiss and Tim and the whole team.
All right. Now, when we come back, we got a positive note. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Now it's time to get up out of here. Charlamagne, you got a positive note?
Yes, man. The positive note is simply this. Always remember that some people will judge you for changing. Others will celebrate you for growing. Just make sure you choose your circle carefully.
Breakfast Club, bitches! Y'all finished or y'all done?